Welcome back. Today we're going to discuss listening example number 2. And remember, this is from the Ephrata Cloister in rural Pennsylvania, the German-speaking sect, the brainchild of Conrad Beissel. So today we're going to try to make sense of this. It's actually very beautiful and very simple. The hardest thing about this piece is pronouncing the title. I will give it a try here, and I will not tolerate snickering. Die Sanfte Bewegung, die liebliche Kraft. Lieblich Kraft. What does that translate to? Well, very simply, it means the gentle movement, the lovely power. Remember, this is in that two-sided open the manuscript. It reads across, and so we are going to take a listen to that in just a moment. Remember, this was composed by Sister Fluben, whose name was Christiana Lassel. And remember, this was discovered by Christopher Herbert much later, quite recently, when he discovered the Ephrata Codex used for Beissel's unconventional approach to composition. Beissel, without formal training, developed his own system for the Ephrata hymns. He used no time signatures at all. The rhythm was determined by the accents in the poetry. In our recording, the singers separate each phrase by using fermatas, which stop the pulse and prolong the final syllable. In notated music, composers use that fermata symbol, which is like a dome with a dot, to tell the performer to sustain the sound, or silence in this case, wherever the fermata appears. Beissel put the melody in the soprano and organized the remaining chord notes around it, instead of relying on the bass line, which, as you know from section 1, normally governs the common practice in tonality. In the set of rules he devised, he described the notes of the tonic triad as masters and used those pitches for accented syllables. The other notes of the scale were servants and were obligated to function in ways that were dictated by the masters. The result of Beissel's approach was generally peaceful, tranquil music. Lacking rhythmic drive, it was well suited to the devotional poem that Sister Fluben set to music. Die Sanfte Bewegung addresses the feeling of serenity derived from Christian faith. The poet was Christian Friedrich Richter, 1676 to 1711, a German pietist, and the Ephrata Cloister had already published his poem in the 1739 hymn collection, Incense from the Hill of Zion. Fluben set the text in 4-voice homophony, using F major as the master chord. Our recording presents only 2 of the hymn's 9 verses. The motion from chord to chord in the Ephrata hymns often sounds odd to our ears, which are accustomed to common practice harmony, but the effect of the singing was apparently mesmerizing. The performance used in listening to was recorded at Ephrata in 2019 in the actual building in which the hymn was originally performed. And so let's go to listening example number 2. Die Sanfte Bewegung, the gentle movement. Ephrata. Die liebliche Kraft, the lovely power. Ephrata's. That stir themselves with me, and which move me, und die mich Jesus has created, who is my charming one. He has touched me. Oh, this short, falling, rising phrase. His friendly pleasantry makes my heart alive. There's the master F. Descent to the tonic F. He makes the heart completely soft and silent. And drives away that which vexes. Drives away desiring and thinking. So that I want what Jesus, my bridegroom, wants. Tender stirring. And the movement that flows within me quiets the spirit. Well, that was quite beautiful. You can imagine being in a hall with all of these women singing this. See if you can pick out the soprano singing G in this, and then remember the tonic is F, the master. So let's listen to it again. I think it's worth that. See if we can pick out the fermatas. I can see a question about that. What is it called when the line sustains and pauses? That would be the fermata. And remember, we have a soprano singing. You can hear her quite high above everything. So let's listen to it one more time. Well, quite beautiful. I think one thing to note is the line that strikes me here is that the singers, so what I want, what Jesus, my bridegroom, wants. Think of that in these celibate women dressed in pure white, with their heads bowed, singing this very solemnly. Their pale faces, they're emaciated from their manner of living, and it's quite thrilling and quite a stark image. Next time, we're going to become a little more foolish. We're going to look at foolish songs and ballads, moving away from the religious music to the more secular. See you next time.